foreshadowing for the entire destruction of the world before it all even began. I did not even know that turtles can look like this.
Lured in by a specialized
How is that so
worm
fast? How are you so fast, bro? Is there cannibalists too? If you are this turtle, like, you are set for life, bro. There's nothing in this flipping world that is going to take you down. These things actually might dominate. No, that species could evolve that fast. Bro, how do you evolve from a butterfly to a mosquito? Wait, if they're dominant on land, what about the turtles? What happened to the turtles? Are they done? Today, I'm going to be reacting to Kappa, the world of turtles. So one of my viewers actually recommended me to watch this video.
Welcome to Kappa, the world of turtles. This is a speculative evolution seed world a la the likes of Serena, where the only vertebrate introduced is the alligator snapping turtle. You heard that right, the only vertebrate.
Damn, I actually seen a video. I think I've seen this before. Serena, I watched this video like a couple of years ago. I forgot how long I watched it before, but I watched it a while back, and it's very interesting. Actually, they put birds in there, and the birds just continuously evolved into something different. It was very interesting. So I'm kind of excited to see what the turtle goes to, because he's only putting a snapping turtle into this world. I want to see how the snapping turtle actually evolves. It's kind of interesting. You might just turn into a massive dinosaur or something. Let's see.
The alligator snapping turtle.
Alligator.
You heard that right, the only vertebrate. That means no mammals, no birds, no...
Alligator snapping turtle. Does that mean it snaps alligators? It can just snaps alligators in half? Like, this sounds like a pretty OP turtle, to be honest, bro. Like, snapping turtles are already terrifying, and this thing has the name alligator to it, and it looks pretty massive, like, compared to the guy who was holding it. This looks massive, bro. This thing might be actually dangerous.
Right, the only vertebrate. That means no mammals, no birds, no other reptiles, not even any goddamn fish. Turtles are probably my favorite animals ever, and their anatomy is absolutely insane. So, I can't wait to see what evolution does.
What the hell was that?
To me is...
What is this, Attack on Titan?
Absolutely insane. So, I can't wait to see what evolution does with them. As well as the snappers, Kappa was seeded with just a few common wetland organisms. Of course, there was also a ton of initial microorganisms, fungi, decomposing mites, and small worms to ensure cycles of decay. Introduced plants include bulrushes, reeds, lilies, hyacinth, orchids, and seagrasses, as well as some simple red and green algae. The only species of insect on Kappa are the monarch butterfly and lunar moth. Triops, small hardy crustaceans, are the only fully aquatic animals. So, welcome to the world. Kappa.
So this is all of the things he's introducing to the world, right? Besides the snapping turtle. The snapping turtle is like the only real animal. I mean, the butterflies are animals too, no? Like, insects are animals too. They're part of the animal kingdom.
Kappa was designed...
So it is basically true. So there's like snapping turtles and all of these bugs included with it. I think the snapping turtles are going to be like the major part of the entire story. At least I think so. And the other butterflies and fungi and plants like that will be just adding to the ecosystem, but not just dominating it. They're just going to be contributing to the ecosystem. At least that's what I'm thinking for now.
As a wetland sanctuary.
Oh, you imagine it would be so funny that if those butterflies just turn into the dominant species after taking over the turtles. The turtles evolve, but the butterflies evolve even faster and better. And they just turn into these massive butterflies that can just take down the turtle and just rips it apart. A butterfly. Imagine a butterfly can do that. That would be kind of funny though. The plot twist. They're the main villains. The butterflies are the main villains of the entire flipping story. That'd be kind of funny.
So it was terraformed to have a number of unique features. It's got one tidally locked moon called Chelon that creates a single continuous high tide on opposite sides of the equator. Kappa is therefore only affected by mild solar tides, about a third of the strength of the lunar tides we experience on Earth. This also means that the equator experiences daily solar eclipses on the near side of the planet.
Damn,
the planet's continent...
They have daily solar eclipses, bro. That is so scary, actually. I mean, they might get used to it. If it happens every single day, you would think it's just part of the day, to be honest. Like, if it's not rare. I mean, the world building is kind of crazy, bro. I wasn't expecting this much detail. They're going into the entire world and how the tides work. It's kind of detailed.
Shelves vary in height by only about 1,000 meters and slope gently. This creates flat landmasses where winding river deltas run down from gently rolling hills and highlands, emptying out into shallow seas with sandbars that support endless seagrass meadows. Greenhouse gas levels are exceptionally high. This creates a boiling, hothouse world with thick cloud cover and heavy rainfall. Precipitation levels are so high that deserts are essentially non-existent. Rather, the equator is covered by a belt of steaming oceans and wetlands, where the water can get hot enough to literally cook you alive. Flat land masses.
What the hell? I don't know. I don't understand much about geography or any kind of geological effects at all, bro. I am not educated in this stuff, but it does seems pretty interesting that it's like I can kind of understand like the basics of it. If you guys like more know a little bit more detail about this stuff, you can just put it in the comments. I'll read it, all of them.
High temperatures and high precipitation also fuel enormous seasonal storms. These are incredibly powerful and destructive, and almost every form of life on Kappa has had to adapt to them in some way. Luckily, these powerful wind currents also create significant nutrient cycling around Kappa's many small islands, preventing massive toxic algae blooms that would otherwise make the oceans uninhabitable. Now, I want to go over some of the biomes of this strange, wet world. With some notable exceptions, Kappa is comprised almost entirely of some kind of wetland. There are also, as of yet, no trees, making certain biomes like jungles and swamps impossible.
So it's just a full of marshlands with grasses. That's it, like lakes and grasses. And the oceans are not that deep, right? At least that's what I remember. The oceans are not that deep, but it has no trees as well. So it's more like a flat land. It's kind of complicated, not gonna lie.
At the poles are the shivering soaks. These are cold, tundra-like regions that freeze over briefly during winters, although high global temperatures ensure that this is not for long. In temperate areas, we find biomes that resemble the wetlands of Western Europe, such as salt marshes, tidal flats, and peat bogs. Of course, you have your classic subtropical wetland basins like the Florida Everglades, the iconic Earth wetland.
This looks like the best spot in this entire planet so far, at least to live in, bro. The other ones kind of sound very scary, but this one seems like a nice place.
By runoff from lakes and rivers and covered in non-woody vegetation. There are great river deltas on some of the larger landmasses, resembling the Danube or Amazon, that travel hundreds of miles before meeting the sea in
like
brackish
the Amazon
estuaries.
lakes.
At the equator is the aforementioned steam belt, a ring of boiling wetlands and seas, with the highest humidity, precipitation, and temperature levels on the whole planet. These deadly equatorial conditions create a near total ecological barrier between Kappa's northern and southern hemispheres, so life in these separate realms will take distinct evolutionary paths. There are some very limited hills and highlands, rising to only about 800 meters above sea level at max. These get lots of rainfall and low light levels due to heavy cloud cover, supporting a wide variety of giant mosses and creating vast mats of spongy vegetation. This unique biome I'm going to call the lumplands. Kappa's oceans are all mostly extremely shallow. In these sunlit waters, vast sandbars support nearly endless seagrass meadows. However, there are two areas of true open ocean on opposite sides of the planet, created by the gravitational pull of Chelus. Here, the sea gets to over 500 meters deep. Sure, that's absolutely nothing by Earth standards, but lying at the very bottom of this swollen bulge of sea are the cracks. These are rifts in Kappa's.
I thought this was some kind of alien species. It looked like one of those massive ass whales, but it just turned out to be a crack. Well, I don't think cracks are that scary. We have cracks on Earth too. They're pretty deep, like the trenches.
Single massive continental plate, creating an abyss that stretches down for 9 kilometers. Of sea are the crack standards, but lying at the very bottom of this swollen bulge of sea are the cracks. These are rifts in Kappa's single massive continental plate, creating an abyss that stretches down for 9 kilometers. And the cracks appear to be spreading.
Wait, is the world going to destroy? Bro, we're getting foreshadowing for the entire destruction of the world before it all even began. Like, what's going to happen if it did that? Is the world just going to split in half? It has like holes. There's holes in the continental plate. Does that mean they like move around a lot, or they just like split in half, or the world just explode? I don't know what that means, but this sounds like a scary thing right now. This can't lead to any kind of good situation, bro. The turtles are cooked. Even before they come in here, they are already cooked. They are done. Their ending is already foreshadowed.
Let's explore some very early adaptations and radiations among Kappa's fauna.
Radiations? There's radiations here?
With abundant food and a stable environment, the population of turtles absolutely explodes until they exploit all available food. This forces the snappers to begin evolving. We're not talking major changes here though, especially considering the short time we're dealing with.
I mean, the evolutions looks kind of insane, bro. These look like major evolutions. Look at this thing. This looks like a boss-ass turtle. Very dominating. The other ones are kind of normal, not gonna lie. This one looks like a lizard, bro. This one looks like a, what do you call? I forgot the lizard's name. Like the massive lizard. You guys probably know. It's from the tier list. It's S tier lizard, I think. It's like massive lizard. I forgot its name, but it looks like that. And this one, I don't know what it looks like. It just looks like nothing, to be honest. I don't know what it looks like. This looks like a normal turtle. And this one is just a snapping turtle.
At this stage, it's mostly about size and behavior. Snappers already have a pretty varied
What the hell is that, bro? I did not know turtles have noses like this. It looks like a pig's nose. God damn. I did not know snapping turtles even look like this. Matter of fact, I did not even know that turtles can look like this. This looks entirely different. It looks like a pig combined with the turtle to create this mutant creature, which looks kind of interesting. It has blue eyes as well. Why does it have eyes like that, bro? You got the anime eyes. It's kind of funny.
Lifestyle, giving them a solid foundation to specialize in various different ways. Classically, they sit and wait in ambush for prey to swim into their open maw, lured in by a specialized
How is that so fast? How are you so fast, bro? I don't want to even approach snapping turtles. They're just insanely fast.
Tongue. Also, they often actively hunt, eating small animals and especially other turtles.
What the fuck?
They are also...
Wait, these things, they eat turtles? They're cannibalists? I did not know turtles, bro. Snapping turtles be eating anything nowadays. They're cannibalists too? I thought they were just scary AF before, but they just eat their own brethren. This is insane. These things are actually insane, bro. I would not even hold a snapping turtle like that, bro. I would not even approach it anywhere. Like, I would like to have a barrier between me and the turtle, like 50-inch barrier. I want that much distance between me and this turtle. I would not be holding it like this. This is way too dangerous.
Omnivorous, particularly liking fruit. Florida locals have even seen them eating grapes that have fallen from trees. Unfortunately for the turtles, there's no fruit-bearing trees on Kappa, so they'll have to make do with the other abundant, but less tasty.
Wait, don't tell me they're going to eat the turtles. Imagine if they eat their own turtles because, like, they're evolving the cannibalists.
Vegetation. So,
what?
Some turtles
vegetation?
do with the other abundant, but less tasty vegetation.
What about eating the other turtles? There are a lot of turtles in this world, no? The population just exploded, like, drastically. They could turn into cannibalists and eat the other turtles, and evolve into much bigger turtles and eat other turtles. I think that's a good stat.
So, some turtles adapt to become smaller and faster, specializing in eating the abundant triops. Other animals commit wholeheartedly to ambush, sitting at the bottom of slow-moving waterways and lying in wait. Some of these snappers remain small, but others grow huge.
Bro, is this... I don't know how large this is, but this looks like a mountain, bro. It looks like a flipping mountain. Look at this thing.
Big enough to lure in and devour other adult turtles.
Exactly, bro. This is my kind... Nah, it's not my kind of stat. I would never do this camping stat ever in my life, bro. I was just joking when I said this.
Others specialize more in plant matter. They become larger and larger, fueling their growth with near constant feeding. Their main defense is to simply grow so large that nothing else can harm them.
Yo, I like animals that are like insanely large. Like, I like animals like that, bro. It's one of my joys in life, just seeing massive fantasy creatures. It's kind of entertaining to see them. I don't know why, but this looks like one of those dinosaur stats. Like, what is it called? The dinosaur with the long neck. That it has the exact same stat as this turtle. It's a good stat, to be honest. Like, you're so massive, even like T-Rex is gonna hunt you down. Like, what is going to like actually take you down? Nothing is going to take you down. You're just going to eat for the rest of your life without being ever scared of your life. Maybe when you're younger, you have a chance to get like dogpiled or annihilated, but you know, the chance of that happening is quite low. It's not low at all. It's extremely high. I think I watched a documentary about it, for the dinosaurs at least. Baby turtles also get like chopped up really a lot. Okay, as long as you can survive the baby stage as a turtle, right, you are kind of set for life. Like, if you are this turtle, like, you are set for life, bro. There's nothing in this flipping world that is going to take you down, at least in my opinion. Maybe the world crack would do it, but the world crack is that's just admin abuse. This is just admin abuse, bro. This guy's abusing his strategies to just take down my favorite turtle. This is my favorite turtle so far, okay? I'm just gonna say it. This is my favorite turtle so far. I'm gonna bet this turtle to actually dominate the entire flipping world. They should be the overlords. Maybe they will even gain intelligence and it can fly like dragons, and they will be called the overlord turtles. I mean, imagine if it becomes true. I'll be kind of happy. Let's go. I believe in it.
Other turtles start to spend more time on land. they become significantly smaller than their ancestors and develop proportionally longer and straighter limbs to zip about on.
Turning into
Some
mammals.
specialize in
or
feasting on
animals.
caterpillars and other invertebrates, while others consume more land plants. All turtles have some kind of burrowing ability, helping them to cope with Kappa's massive storms. But some take this lifestyle further. They become
Moles.
smaller
They're
and
turning
develop
into
more
moles.
powerful forelimbs, burying themselves in the dirt when the
They're
winds
definitely moles,
really
bro. They look
hit.
like moles too.
These adaptations also make them better at hunting worms and other soil fauna than their relatives, and they can dig up nutritious roots more easily.
Oh, that's
For now, snapping turtles stick to freshwater or brackish habitats, not yet having the adaptations to tolerate salt water.
Oh.
The Triops' expansion and radiation is orders of magnitude.
So they can't get like that massive, right? If you're at normal water, the chance of you getting massive is like very low. But if you're at salt water, I don't know the science behind this, but salt water places are much more massive. Maybe that's why they have like much more massive creatures compared to like lakes or shit like that. There's no whales in lakes, okay? There's no whales in lakes, so I don't think the turtles can get that big yet, that massive. But the turtle I bet on, it doesn't need water, bro. I'm pretty sure it can survive on land
Faster.
easily.
Evolving to reproduce rapidly in ephemeral pools, their generational cycles are extremely short.
But they can
In just
evolve
a couple
faster.
of months, the next generation is ready to be born.
Couple of months, these things are insane, bro. They might just take over. Who are these things? If they can like, they have such a fast reproductive cycle, doesn't that mean they're going to evolve like significantly faster than the turtles? Turtles have like long lifespans, and they do take a while to like actually grow up. And so doesn't that mean these things can evolve significantly faster? If they can evolve significantly faster, then the turtles are kind of cooked. Maybe they will be the villains instead of the butterflies.
So, they evolve with blinding speed, with visible
Damn.
physical changes
This looks insane, bro. These things actually might dominate.
happening in as short a time span as a human lifetime. They rapidly adapt to the different levels of
It's like 80 years. I think average human lifespan is 80 or 70 years. But that is insane. You can turn into an entirely different species in 70 years. Is actually mental, bro. Like, I did not even know that species could evolve that fast. This is insane.
salt in their waters. Some spread out into the oceans, while others stay in rivers, lakes, and wetlands. In general, these populations intermix a lot, since Kappa's wetlands usually somehow connect to the sea. Those that make it to the oceans have absolutely no competition, and arthropods get the greatest chance to grow large since the Silurian age of giant sea scorpions. Some become huge 2-meter-long filter feeders, slurping up algae and plankton. Others stick
Bro,
to
they
the
got the veil stat.
seagrass meadows, hiding amongst the leafy fronds and using them for food. Still others become massive arthropod super predators.
Bro, this is my second favorite species in this world so far. This looks so cool. It looks like a whale, but with the scorpion head, man. This looks like a flipping demon, bro.
Size of reef sharks,
Reef
stalking
sharks.
amongst the green.
Talking among the green.
Meanwhile, some lose their ability to swim entirely, starting a lazy new life of filter feeding and floating along with the currents.
Bro, out of all of these stats you could have chosen, you chose this one. This might be the most lamest stat I've seen so far. What is this? You have literally no competition. You are like the earliest adapters of this entire thing. You could have been like a massive dominant creature like this, but instead you chose to be some whatever this is.
The triops adapt just as rapidly in the turtle's freshwater domain. Some become benthic bottom feeders, growing massive armored bodies to protect themselves from predators while they grind up plant matter, while others become specialist detritivores. Others gather together in huge shoals to protect themselves from predators.
Fish.
This isn't restricted to freshwater.
Whoa.
Smaller crustacean predators hunt here too, snatching up other triops and even baby turtles when they can. But
Damn, bro.
they need to be much more careful here, for unlike in the open oceans, they are not the top of the food chain.
Wait, what?
Snatching up other triops and even baby turtles when they can. But they need to be much more careful here, for unlike in the open ocean,
Bro, it's probably those massive turtles. No, I don't know what this is. It looks like the turtle from before. This is like, what do you call the normal water? I don't know. What do you call the normal water? It's not, that's not the salt water. So turtles can't survive in the salt water. So they can't get like that massive. I don't think. So they can't get that massive. The fish, the demon fish. I already forgot his name, but I just gotta call it the demon fish. The demon fish is like massive, right? Like I want to see which one is larger, the turtles or the demon fish. I want to see it.
they are not the top of the food chain. Many species become burrowers, whether it's in the sand or the muck, letting them avoid the worst of the storm seasons. Some even make tentative steps onto land, thriving in moist environments that would be
They might be the first mammals. I mean, they might evolve into mammals. I don't know why I'm saying they will be the first mammals. These things never evolve into mammals. I'm pretty sure fishes are the one that evolved into mammals. There's no fishes in this world, so there's no mammals. Maybe turtles can evolve into... Turtles are not mammals. Okay, never mind.
intolerable to other invertebrates. With no birds, bats, bees, or anything else, butterflies and moths become the supreme rulers of the skies. But
Damn, I told you guys from the start. I predicted this. I knew the butterflies are going to dominate the skies. I mean, the seas are getting dominated by the shrimps. The skies are getting dominated by the butterflies. And the land is getting dominated by the turtles. The turtles are not really dominating right now, but they are existing and they are kind of dominant where they live. But the butterflies and the demon fish. Okay, I like this, how this butterfly looks. It looks very massive and very beautiful.
being aerial animals, they are particularly vulnerable to Kappa's devastating seasonal storms.
Yeah, bro, that moon is their worst enemy. The moon is just completely nerfing them, bro. If that moon did not exist, they would be somewhere else, I'm telling you. Butterflies would be dominating.
Short lifespan, the descendants of the lunar moth don't migrate. Rather, they wait for the storms to pass entirely before hatching and enjoying brief windows of respite whenever they can. Monarch butterflies on Earth are already iconic migratory animals. So on Kappa, their descendants take this behavior even further, timing their pupation against the weather, so that when they hatch they can fly away to calmer skies. Every year, billions of lepidopterans hatch from underground cocoons and take flight in great clouds.
Billions of the bee, bro. That is crazy. These things might evolve even faster than the shrimps at this point. How fast? I want to know which has the most faster reproductive cycle. Do the shrimps go faster or the butterflies? I believe in anything that could just reproduce faster right now, because like it is in the earlier times, right? So that the faster you can reproduce and evolve into niches, the better you're gonna get. You get the earlier advantage. So I will be putting my bets on the things that can just evolve and reproduce faster.
Thick enough to darken the land below. Some of these species become absolutely enormous, with wingspans rivaling modern eagles. Some become predators, developing...
Like a mosquito. What is this? There's even mosquitoes? Bro, how do you evolve from a butterfly to a mosquito? What kind of life choices do you need to become like this? For what reason? Mosquitoes are not the stat, boy. They are not the stat. Everybody's gonna hate you. If an intelligent species just happen to evolve in the world, you're probably gonna get annihilated completely. Imagine being a butterfly and just switching your build to be like a mosquito. This is the worst stat so far. I don't like it.
Their swirling proboscis into a stabbing rostrum to hunt their relatives, and even baby turtles. They also use this...
Baby turtles, bro. Everything is eating baby turtles nowadays. Like, if you're a baby turtle, your chances of surviving is just not high. Even on Earth, like, you are done for. But in this world where there's like massive shrimps and these butterflies turned mosquitoes, you are cooked.
New tool to happily feed on Kappa's abundant carrion. The caterpillars of butterflies and moths become the dominant terrestrial invertebrates, munching endlessly on vegetation.
Vertebrates. I heard this word so many times, I actually don't know what it means. I heard of it like ever since my life. I just never looked into it. Vertebrates. What does that even mean, bro? I heard of this word like 5,000. I'm pretty sure I heard this word like 5 million times already. I still don't know what it means, but vertebrates, they're dominant on land is all I'm getting from this. Wait, if they're dominant on land, what about the turtles? What happened to the turtles? Are they done? I need to know what happened to the turtles.
Some even become entirely neotenous, never metamorphosing into butterflies. They become the ultimate generalist cleanup crew.
Ultimate generous cleanup crew. These things look like they evil. I don't hate them. I like these things. They kind of look cute, not gonna lie.
Eating plant and animal matter alike with powerful, grinding jaws. Kappa's plant life also explodes, loving the high CO2 and constant rainfall. Soon, the planet is totally carpeted in various shades of green. Seagrasses cover every oceanic surface that gets enough sunlight, providing habitat and food for the saltwater triops. It's here that we see the beginnings of the meadow reef biome. Some seagrasses develop tough rhizomes to protect themselves from the storms, while others develop extremely rapid growth to quickly recover from weather damage. Tough, woody structures provide shelter and food, while the animals fertilize the seagrass with their droppings and corpses, and even help to pollinate them. With uncountable billions of pollinating insects, flowering plants become especially successful. Carpets of water lilies and hyacinth cover bodies of fresh water, growing to ridiculous sizes and providing shelter and food. Their strategy is to grow and reproduce as rapidly as possible.
Bro, that is a good strategy. That is a really good strategy. It's a strategy I said before. I will bet on every single species that can just reproduce like insanely fast and just evolve as fast as they can. Like that's the best strategy you can use right now. Like this is the best. That's the best strat. It just might be smart. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not that smart. But we shall go on.
Before the storms smash their fragile bodies.
Ooh,
Meanwhile,
the storms, bro, the
orchids
storms.
grow enormous.
The flowers are gonna get nerfed by heavy by the storms. They can't like really adapt or live for that long because the storms are just going to completely annihilate them if they don't like spread faster and just constantly keep surviving by reproducing and just spreading to areas where the storms are just like not that prominent and trying to survive. Like that's the best stat. Like the storms are just going to completely destroy them. They can't live in the land, right? Out here.
Tangling aerial root structures, absolutely loving the humid environment and being the only plants that survive near the boiling steam belt.
Damn.
Reeds and bulrushes become more permanent fixtures than their flowering counterparts. Their woody stems become thick and strong, while winding root structures reach deep into the soft earth. Kappa's powerful wind currents transport their seeds and pollen for thousands of miles, ensuring that their kind reach every corner of the planet.
God damn, bro. These things are getting not nerfed. Everything on this list so far was getting nerfed by the storms. But these are the only ones who are actually benefiting from it. Very interesting. Maybe they might be the most dominant tree species. Maybe they will evolve into trees. I think so. I think they will evolve into trees. My predictions.
For now, Kappa is a vast, wet world covered in stinking swamps and racked by huge storms. Tune in next time to see what happens when evolution really gets going.
Damn, bro. That was the introduction for this world. That was a great video, actually. That was very interesting. So I will react to the next one if this video gets 1 like. If it gets 1 like, I will react to the next one immediately after he gets the...